Standard 1, classify, describe, and sketch linear objects. Learning target number 1, I can classify, describe, and sketch linear objects. We're going to talk about all of these words in this list. The first 3 are the building blocks of geometry. So I'm going to highlight this, this, and this. Point, line, and plane are the building blocks of geometry. Building blocks of geometry. What they look like, a point is simply a dot on a page. We're going to call this point P. We're going to name it P. The notation, if you were to write about point P in a sentence, you would just simply write point P. A line is a straight line which has arrows on both sides. It goes on forever and ever in both directions. Sometimes it's only named using one letter, but we are going to name this one using 2 points on the line. We're going to call them point A and point B. If you were to talk about line AB, in a sentence, you would write down AB, and over the top of it, you would put a line with arrows going in both directions. A plane is a 3-dimensional object. You can use number 31 on your geometry template to draw that. And it's like if a sheet of paper went on forever and ever. We're going to call this plane N. And the notation for that is simply plane N. A line segment is like a line, except for it doesn't go on forever. A line segment needs to have 2 endpoints on it. We're going to call these endpoints C and D. And how you would notate that is you would write down CD with a line over it like that. All right, that's a line segment. Let's see if I can do that. All right, array is, what happened here? We'll put that back on. Array is like a line, but one of the ends is a point. We need 2 letters in order to notate array. We're going to call, or 2 points on the array, X and Y. When you are writing the notation for it, you want to make sure, since the arrow is over the Y, when you notate it, you want to make sure that the arrow is also over the Y here. Opposite rays are when you have a line segment, or a line, not a line segment. You would say that GH, see how that's a ray? So ray GH and ray GF and GF are opposite rays. There we go. Are opposite rays. Collinear, if you had a line like this and you had point P, Q, R, and then you had another ray coming out, and let's say there was an S on that, you would say that points P, Q, and R are collinear because they are all on the same line. S is not on that same line. So collinear are points that are on the same line. So P, Q, R are collinear. An angle is 2 rays that are connected. We'll go like this. So for our first angle, I'm going to do array and array. Sometimes you can name an angle using only 1 letter, but we're going to practice with 3. Now, when we're talking about this angle here, to notate it, you would say angle. This is the symbol for angle. V, U, W. Something really important that you guys need to know is that this guy here, the vertex, always goes in the middle. A right angle is a 90-degree angle. We'll say that this is X, Y, and Z. And a right angle has this symbol right here. And it means that it's 90 degrees. To notate this, you would say angle XYZ is a right angle. An acute angle is an angle that is less than 90 degrees. So this part here is less than 90 degrees. Let's name this D, E, F, and you would say angle D, E, F. An obtuse angle is an angle that is, that just happened, is an angle that is greater than 90 degrees. So that this part of the angle is larger than 90 degrees. Let's name this one LMN. Angle LMN. Now, another thing I want you guys to note here is that an obtuse angle could be a straight line. It's just folded out all the way. So let's call this ABC. It's also an obtuse angle. It's folded out all the way. This is equal to 180 degrees. That is angle ABC. All right. Now, on this next page here, what you guys are going to do is fill out most of this on your own, but I'm going to get you guys started on it. I'm going to give you an example of one of each of these things, and then you guys get to finish it. When you're done, I would like you to come in and check in with me and make sure that your answers are correct. For a point, there's multiple answers for these. There are not just 3 points. For a point, the first one that comes to mind is point E. So I'm going to go point E. There are also a lot of line segments. You could say that line segment AB, like that. Make sure your notation is correct. For a line, you could say that an example of a line would be FG. A ray, the first one that I saw was ray BF. So from here to there, and I'll go like that. 2 sets of opposite rays. Well, we could say that CB and CD are opposite rays. So I would say CB and CD are opposite rays. 4 collinear points, you could say C or G, C, F, and E are collinear. So C, why do I keep doing that? Well, C, G, F, and E are collinear. The first angle that I see that just pops out to me is this angle right here. That would be angle DCG. You need to find a couple more. That angle also happens to be an acute angle, DCG. An obtuse angle that pops out is this guy. That would be angle ACG. And then I'm going to leave the right angle up to you guys if there is one. Tricky. Anyway, go ahead, finish this up, and then check your answers with me, and then you guys can get going on to learning target 2.